Hi, my name is Shawn Flynn, and I was asked to give a little bit of an introduction of who I am. So my story started, I did mechanical engineering undergrad, and while I was there, I really wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world. Global markets excited me, different cultures, languages, and so when I graduated, I moved abroad. At first, I lived in Costa Rica for a couple years, then I went to mainland China, then I went to Europe, and then I went back to China. So in total, I was overseas almost 8 years, and it was amazing. I developed so much as a person. I got to, learn from these business experts everywhere around the world and what people were doing and how business works here and there and everywhere. And back in 2013, I came back to Silicon Valley, came back to the Bay Area. Now, I hadn't been here in close to 13 years, going to college and then abroad. And so much had changed, and it was amazing. And when I got here, I thought, okay, I want to be involved in the startup ecosystem. It's exciting. It's cutting edge, bleeding edge. It's what this area is known for. And I started networking. I started meeting people. I worked at a startup for a little while, and when I was there, I got to meet a bunch of angel investors. I met the founder of an angel group here, and I was talking to him one day, and I said, if you ever need some help just screening companies and that, I got some time. I'd love to help out. And he said, okay, sure. So he started sending me some pitch decks. I started doing some write-ups. He liked it. Some of the members of the group liked it, and they said, get more and more involved. And I said, okay. So eventually, over time, I became the investment director. I was looking at about 80 companies a month, screening that down to 12, and then 5 to present at the events, maybe 6. But in that time, every month, I'm looking at 80 companies, maybe up to 100, and I was asking them questions. Why this, why that. And then I was asking investors, am I missing anything? Or I like this company, what are your thoughts? And they would tell me, did you ask this? Oh, you completely missed that. And this, and they would drill me. And they would basically give me an education on the spot of why I was completely wrong or completely right. And it was a great experience. And then after that, I became I onboarded at an incubator that has locations around the world. I became head of incubation. So I would help companies. So instead of vetting them and screening them, I would sit down with them and I go, okay, how can we get you to the next phase? How can we get you to the next stage? Who do you need to meet? Introductions to lawyers, accountants, potential partners, maybe investors, or other startups to collaborate with. What do you need to go from this round to next round? And I would sit there and listen to their stories, and then I'd go, okay, we can connect you with these people. And I'd try to pass on information. Did you know that this is an option, or that's an option, or have you explored this? And it was exciting. I did that for a number of years. And while I was there, I was thinking, okay, I'm having the greatest conversations ever. How can I take this knowledge and how can I pass it on to other people around the world? And I found out that the city of Mountain View had a TV station, and I went there and I talked to them, and I actually had a TV show for quite some time called Silicon Valley Successes. And we interviewed top entrepreneurs, leaders in tech, venture capitalists, you name it. And that caught on. I eventually was in 28 cities in the US, but I thought, okay, how can I get even bigger? And then I thought, well, podcasts are growing. They can be accessed anywhere in the world. So I started a podcast. I rebranded it, called it the Silicon Valley Podcast. I've interviewed people such as Melody Perkins, co-founder of Canva, Jim McKelvey, co-founder of Square, Patrick Lee, co-founder of Rotten Tomatoes. I've interviewed some big name investment bankers, venture capitalists, and the list goes on and on. And so, right now I'm very excited about that, and I keep getting questions, and I want to, help more and more people with this information. So I am excited about, any possible future collaboration. I'm excited about sharing this knowledge with you, and I look forward to the future. All right, that's a little bit about me. So if you want to find out more, all my social media handles are Shawn Flynn SV, SHAWN FLYNN SV. My podcast is thesiliconvalleypodcast.com. Find me on LinkedIn and connect, and let's see how we can collaborate and make it better tomorrow. All right.